Why would the Bible want us to know the veil was torn? Because in every synagogue, there would be the front where all the people would sit, and there would be a veil. The veil, I think what we think is like a small wedding veil, like a small, half an inch, couple centimeters thick, maybe. Well, in the ancient text, a veil was 5 feet thick and 20 feet high. That's a veil. Okay? And behind the veil was the tangible presence of Yahweh. And only one man, one time a year, could open the veil and step in for an hour. And it's really funny. They would put bells on their legs to make sure they lived. Because if the bells would stop going, they'd drag the people out. That's some crazy stuff. The Bible's crazy. So one man, a priest, a Levite, would go behind the veil for 1 hour, one time a year. And he would bring before the presence of God all the names and the issues of every person that asked him to go before God. Oh, this is so good. So Jesus, when he said the veil is torn, what he was doing was he was making a way where man couldn't make a way. And so when Jesus came to the cross, what he was doing, he was fixing the party that's gone wrong. And so what God was saying is, I'm going to send my son and I'm going to tear the barrier between my people and my presence. And so my question is this: when the veil was torn, was it letting God out or letting man in? Well, it's both. Because what Jesus is saying is there used to be a veil that one man, one time a year, could go in and out for an hour. This isn't working for me. I don't want to relate to my people like this. I want to go back to the Garden of Eden. Theologically, we must understand that Jesus came to take us back to Eden. Which, what was Eden? Walking with God in the cool of the day. Where his voice is like to a friend, and his presence walks with us, and it is divine communion without a veil. Amen. So Jesus says, the thing that's going to separate or get you into my presence is now not a veil, but a name. So really when Jesus on the cross, when he really said, it is finished, what he was actually saying, it is finished, is the way you access God is done. The way you access his presence is now done. There's no one man, one priest, one name, one lineage. Now it is a name, and it's Jesus. And every time you say the name, you step behind the veil. And now, if you read the book of Hebrews, his sanctuary isn't a building or brick and mortar, it's a people. And so now, I told this yesterday, now when you get with another Jesus follower and talk about Jesus, you step behind the veil. Because when you encounter Jesus with a friend or two, you have now entered into a church. Because the church is not a building, it's a home where God resides in the soul of humanity. And so now there's a veil, and it's not a name, it's not a priest, it's not once a year, it's Jesus. So what I'm getting at is, yes, God came to make a way where there was no way. And the way he came to make a way was he became the veil. In the Gospels, Jesus called God Father 187 times. Read it in every prayer. Abba Father, 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 Father God. I mean, it was constant, 187 times. Did you know there's only one time he called him God? At 187 times, it was Father. One time, it was God. When did he call him God? On the cross. When he said, my God, why have you forsaken me? You gotta understand that Jesus gave up the right to call him Father once, so that he could allow humanity to call him Father all time.